What is happening, guys? It is Sia, and it's been a while because I have been working and sleeping, and yeah, not a lot else. I'm back with another rebuild, and I thought Nottingham Forest went up. They're linked with Olympiacos. Olympiacos are not very good in Europe, so why not try and fix that? It's been 3 years since they last made the Champions League group stages, and I thought it is not that difficult. Turns out it is. So we'll see how this one goes. But let's get straight into it. We'll see who we signed, because I try and stick with the trend and see exactly how we got on. It's not pretty viewing. So here we are, and as you can see, Liverpool have won the Premier League again. Every time I do a simulation, they win the Premier League. It's disgusting at this point, but we have managed to get ourselves a double. We won the league and we won the Greek Cup, and as you can see, we're in every European competition going. Go on, boys. We love to see that. When I first took over this club, I realised there was a few real issues, and that is the age. So I decided to add to this conundrum and bring in Ramirez, ex-Chelsea player Ramirez, who has been, Jiangsu, that's in China, and that is in Brazil, and he's come to Greece. He played 8 games this season because he's not as good as I thought he'd be, funnily enough. Who would have guessed? He wants to go to Bragantino, which is another Red Bull team, so get yourself there, son. We don't want you anymore. But as you can see, he's 35 years of age. I know what you're thinking. He is a little bit old. You've seen nothing yet. Edison came in from Atlanta for £1.3 million, the total fee of the loan. He made 26 appearances. He's actually been all right. He's been all right. 7.29 average rating. He's far too good for the Greek leagues. When he goes back to Atlanta, I imagine he'll play in Italy. Yeah. Greek football's in the slums. It's a shame, because I do remember he's been a good club. When Rivaldo went there, what a geezer he was. And yeah, this is where the fun begins, because if I look at the team, oh my days. The wages are mental as well, but let's not even touch on the wages this video. Let's look at the ages. Valbuena, who I know from Olympiacos, I know from Lyon, I didn't actually know he was at Fenerbahce. But in my head, he's disappeared for 2 years, but he's actually going back to France, which is not a bad thing for Olympiacos, because 34 grand, and he is 37 years of age. Next up, El Arabi, their best striker, 35. Ramirez, obviously, I brought him in. Let's gloss over that fact. That's not my fault. Vaklik, 4 keepers, 33 and 32. 31, 31. Look at we have, we'll have 10 players. 10 players over the age of 30, which is a difficult sell, isn't it? Amongst this, they do have some very, very talented players. They have Madi Kamara in the middle of the park, who is very, very good. I'm surprised he's still at Olympiacos, to be honest with you. They have people such as Papi Cisse, centre-back. He's come from CN. They do seem to get a lot of decent French players from France. It's nice. Zinkernagel, Watford, Olympiacos. I'm sure he has been at Nottingham Forest. I may be wrong. I want to say he was at Forest, but I'm probably completely missing the point. Ruben Semedo was a guy who, genuinely, a few years ago, I love this man. Somehow, he's ended up at Olympiacos. He's still 28, so there's still a chance for him to progress onwards. But as you can see, the team needs a complete look at, which they would be interested to do over 5 years, but today, they're just doing the one. Let's have a look at what happened in the Champions League and how we crashed out of that. And personally, I am not taking the blame for this. Champions League, as you can see, we did quite well until this game here. Trabzonspor away from home, 116th minute from Marek Hamsik. This man is 34. He would fit straight into the Olympiacos team, but unfortunately, he doesn't play for us. So, 116 minutes we lasted in this tournament, and we got knocked out there. And that was the one before the group stages too. Obviously, we lost that, and you get thrown into the Europa League, where, Union Berlin, although they're not the best team in the Bundesliga, right, they do have a decent squad. It's heartbreaking, because I do think I should be beating teams like this, but what can you do? What can you do? Real Sociedad miles better than us as well. And Bodo Glimt, obviously, we knocked them out in the Champions League. We did get a draw and a win over them. Our only win was against Bodo Glimt, which obviously knocked us out with that into the Conference League, which we beat Karabag and lost once again to Slavia Prague. I have lost to this team so many times in Europe across various saves that it's just not funny at this point. And when I saw the drew them, I knew exactly what was going to happen. It is what it is. It's disappointing, but finance-wise, I thought they had a lot more money than this, but I forgot Greece is like a financial loophole, isn't it? It's just money disappears in Greece. We went with a tick attack of 4-2-3-1, sorry, and various players in various positions. I mean, that's definitely not what we played. Really not. Yeah, so this is the kind of team that I had last time. I let them pick the team for the entire duration of the season as long as they use this formation. And it went terribly wrong, didn't it, really? I thought tick attacker would do well in the league, which it did because we're miles better. But obviously, against teams that are not in our league and have a little bit more money than us, it does kind of not do us justice, does it? But if we have a look, we did absolutely walk the league, which is really, really nice to see. You can see that we're 2 points behind Panathinaikos, and we go into the championship group and we really run away with it, which is, we should have probably been top all the way through, but we won the league. That's all that matters. If we do the double this year, take around knockout round there, we get the money from here, and then money from here. And then next year they give you £1.4 million. When realistically you need to completely wipe this squad out. So I think a rebuild for this team would be very, very difficult, because I can't imagine, unless you get in the Champions League, which will be difficult, you're going to have to get rid of loads of these players to really continue. You're going to struggle to really build a decent squad, and get them on to go to Greece is also going to be very difficult. If we have a look in the league, we have a few disappointing losses. I mean, all against the teams that finished towards the top. AEK Athens, a very, very strong squad, but the rest of the time it was pretty plain sailing, and we beat them 5-1 at one point. 5-1 and 3-1. So we have 3 losses all season, which is probably, we could probably rectify that and get an unbeaten season, I reckon. It would just depend how it goes, I guess. But very strong there. I mean, in the Greek Cup, how do we do in the Greek Cup? Who do we beat there? Panathinaikos over 2 legs. That's not Panathinaikos, is it? That's Pucks, I think. That's Panathinaikos. I can't read. Yeah, I mean, 2 teams lower down, then it's kind of, we've walked through everybody there, haven't we? Tripolis are in the relegation group. Didn't go down though. Lamia did. I mean, there's not much more to say. It's difficult. I think we're going to do 5 years though. I think we'll come back. We'll come back in another video after 4 years and see if we can actually get into the Champions League groups. I think we will be able to, but I do want to completely rip up this team and start again. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment down below if you've ever played as Olympiacos. I did a few years ago, and it wasn't that's it, Dynamo, don't be Bucharesti. It's not in Zagreb, it's okay. I played as Olympiacos a few years ago, and it was extremely, extremely difficult. The league wasn't, but European competitions was an absolute joke, because the team was, well, it was younger than it was now. So I imagine now even harder. But thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.